Yeah. I'd like to welcome everybody to my podcast. Yo, I am your gracious host, Jupiter 9. And in today's podcast, I want to talk about, how people should stop wasting time on the internet. You know what I'm saying? I think that, with society today, everybody wants to be entertained, which is cool. You know what I'm saying? It's cool that you want to be entertained, kind of get your mind off the pressures of life, the pressures of trying to survive out here today, you know what I'm saying? So I get it, you know what I'm saying? I do it myself sometime, but the majority of my time I spend on the internet is I'm trying to learn how to get to the bag, basically. You know what I'm saying? There's so many opportunities out there for you to win out there, And I think that a lot of people, still a lot of young people and people in my generation too as well, waste too much time on nonsense, you know what I'm saying? Waste too much time on, thinking about what Jay-Z is doing, thinking about what Beyonce is doing, thinking about what person is sleeping with who and what person is not straight. And, and it's just like, the internet can be a gift and a curse. And what I mean by that is it can have some beautiful things about it and it can have some bad things about it. You know what I'm saying? I think that a lot of times people use the worst of the internet too much and not enough of the good things the internet can provide you. The internet can provide you with tons of knowledge. You no longer have to go to college in order to learn something. You know what I'm saying? At one point in time, before the internet, college was the only way to really learn anything outside your norm, So you had to go to college. You had to take out a loan and go into crazy amounts of debt. You know what I'm saying? So the internet is to the point to where, you can find anything on the internet. You can learn anything on the internet. If you want to learn about how to fix a vehicle, you can do that. If you want to learn about, how to market online, SEO, stuff like that, you can use the internet for that, and, it's no longer a situation to where you're forced into trying to go to college to get a college degree in order to get a high paying job or a decent paying job anymore, the internet is where all the jobs are going to be. You got the AI technology coming in with the robots, and the robots are going to be taking over, and a lot of the low entry level jobs they're not going to be around. So you gotta pivot and move with move in the direction that society is moving in as far as like financially. You gotta see what's going on, around not just in America, but around the world, and see what the world is doing. And you gotta pivot, and you gotta move. You gotta make your move. This is the time right now with the energy on the planet. This is the time to make your move. This is your time. Whatever you had set for in your life, any type of goals you wanted to set, this is the time to make your move now while the energy is there. While because this energy on the planet is only going to be around for a certain amount of time, and then that energy is going to close off. So if you have any type of aspirations to start a business, or get a side hustle or learn something outside of what you normally do every day, if you want to get away from that 9-to-5 grind, then you're going to have to pivot, move the way the world is moving. Everything is going digital. Everything is going digital. The money is going to be going digital real soon. The American dollar is going to be no more. You're not going to have any physical money no more. So you got to pivot. You know what I'm saying? You got to, all right, if you got a few dollars, you got to figure out where you're going to place those dollars, you know what I'm saying, in order to save your the little bit of wealth that you have saved up. You got to figure it out, because everything is going digital. But the internet, like I said, can be a beautiful thing, and it can be a thing that you use just to waste precious time, scrolling. You know what I'm saying? Scrolling through Facebook and scrolling on TikTok. You know, those things can be very, very addictive. You know what I'm saying? That's why, if I do get on TikTok or anything like that, I make sure that I get all my work done on the internet before I even get on those platforms, because you get to scrolling and then before you know it, you done wasted 2-3 hours on TikTok scrolling. So, those are the type of things you probably want to deal with later on in the day. If you have, if you don't have to go to work or anything like that, that's something you probably want to, mess with later on in the day, and not the beginning of your day, because you can waste too much precious time scrolling, but there's so many opportunities on the internet. I know, like, to see a millennium want to work a 9 to 5 today, I think it's silly. Honestly, it's too many of you. It's a lot of young cats out there, young kids out there getting it. You know what I'm saying? And they said in the United States, there's over 600,000 millionaires that are millenniums. Now let that soak in for a minute. Let that soak in for a minute. Why? Because of the internet. You know what I'm saying? There's people that's just creating content, making millions. You know what I'm saying? For a young person that want to work a 9 to 5 today, it don't make no sense to me. It really don't. These things, the social media and these platforms and podcasting wasn't around for my generation. So, we kind of like playing catch up to, the internet thing. You know what I'm saying? So, we got kind of an excuse, but these young kids that's coming in the world straight into the internet and the social media platforms. And if you're looking for a 9 to 5, which is nothing wrong with working a 9 to 5, like you said, that's there's nothing wrong with that, but that's going to be a thing of the past. The 9 to 5 and working for somebody for 50 and 60 years, and then you fucking, you retire at 65, like that's going to be over with soon. In 5 to 10 years, there's going to be no more jobs like that. No more jobs. There going to be no more jobs. You know what I'm saying? What jobs are going to be left are jobs that robots can't do. Those are going to be the jobs that are going to be left. You know what I'm saying? Because they're coming in with these robots, got them on the police force. They got them, like I said before, McDonald's has a whole restaurant of no human beings working in them. It's all robots. McDonald's has a whole restaurant filled with just automatic robots. And you can just go in, walk in, and order your food. No humans are working in this building. But a lot of these kids is just they're not going for the whole job thing. They know it's a trap. You know what I'm saying? They know the whole job thing is a trap. They know the whole job thing is BS. You working a 9 to 5 to give you crumbs, man. They're giving you crumbs. You can't live like that. You can't live. You can't live like that. You can't live on what they're paying you. And, inflation is going up and your paycheck is getting smaller and smaller because inflation is eating up your purchasing power. And how can you survive like that? You know what I'm saying? You work 2 jobs and you still can't survive. I remember, back in the day, a person could work 1 job and be good. And, there was a less available things out there. Like, you're talking about the 80s and 90s. I mean, one person work a job and everybody was good. Like, you can still eat, you can still pay your bills, you can still, have a little bit left over if you wanted to do something. But now it's just like, you got inflation eating up everything, and you got working 2 jobs, you still can't make it. I mean, what does that tell you about corporations or what they think about you? They obviously think very little of you if they still not trying to raise the minimum wage to the amount that competes with inflation. You know what I'm saying? If it don't compete with inflation, then how the hell are you going to survive? $15 an hour? I mean, that's not going to help you. That's not going to help you $15 an hour. Not even $17 an hour is not going to help you. I believe that minimum wage should be like $25, $27 an hour, around that range, you know? I mean, that's where inflation is. You know, inflation has doubled in the past, 4 months, 5 months? So, I mean, it's time for people to stop playing around on the internet and wasting their time. Now, if you're a content creator and you doing a certain type of content and you're creating content and it's bringing in revenue for yourself, then okay, cool. But, just don't stick with that, because that can, they can delete your account, and then what you're going to do? You should always have multiple streams of income coming in, even if you are successful on YouTube or, TikTok. In the US, I think they're trying to ban TikTok in the US. But there's other platforms out there too, as well, besides TikTok. They got other platforms, but if you're successful with like YouTube and I'm just gonna say TikTok for the hell of it. TikTok, you still need multiple streams of income. You need to be taking those funds and distributing it to something else. You know what I'm saying? And I just want to give a disclaimer that I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just here sharing information. If you need a financial advisor, get yourself one. You know what I'm saying? I'm just here to share information. But, like I said, too many times people waste time, on the internet on nonsense. And, like I said, it's okay to be entertained, but don't waste your whole life being entertained. Try to learn something with this game, with the internet, because it can free you from a lot of headache financially. You can start a podcast, you can start a YouTube channel, a lot of stuff you can start for 100% free. You can go to anchor.com and start a podcast for free. Other podcast platforms like this one, Acast, you can start a podcast for free and just, start talking, not really hard to do. Just get to talking. Just like you talk on the phone and you talk, people talk mess about one another and they talk on the phone and they talk here and talk there on a daily basis. And it's just like, they really, some people really make this podcasting thing harder than what it is. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just being yourself and, just talking, you know what I'm saying? Right now, I'm just talking. Like, I'm not really doing anything special, but, yeah, so not all millennials are broke. That's a fact. Like, a lot of these kids out here, there was one young man who, what did he do? He took his birthday money and he started a clothing line about 2 years ago. And a year later, his clothing line is worth over $1 million. See, that type of stuff I like, And he took all his birthday money that he had for his birthday a couple years ago, and he started a clothing line. Like, you got to be innovative. You got to, go against the grain. You got to, do something outside the norm, something that makes you uncomfortable. That's the only way you're going to reach financial freedom. You got to do something that's uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? You got to, people hold their money too tight. Money is currency. That's supposed to flow like water. That money is supposed to be moving all the time. So money is not supposed to stand still. That's why they call it currency. It's supposed to continuously move all around. You're supposed to be taking your money and continuously moving it all over the place. Whether it's investing in real estate, whether it's invested in cryptocurrency, whether it's invested in gold and silver, you're supposed to be keeping that money moving all around. Or if you invested in yourself, it's supposed to continuously move. You know what I'm saying? It's not supposed to be dormant and stagnant. You're not supposed to have money and just hoard money. And people do it, people do it, but they got tons of it when they do it. You know what I'm saying? So if you're not the person who has $1 million or $2 million, even when you got $1 million or $2 million, you still got to move it around. But then you have to pay taxes on it. So you need to be putting it in places like, real estate that has a low um, tax bracket when you're paying taxes. So, like I said, this is not financial advice. You know what I'm saying? If you're looking for financial advice, get yourself a financial planner, or, I'm just here to share information. But, yeah, man, I just wanted to talk on this, but I'm going to read some of this article. It says, not all, now this article is from money.com, and this is basically about the millennials getting it, I see it all the time with TikTok. Persons making, OnlyFans. You got OnlyFans. You got, what's the other one? I don't know, but OnlyFans chicks will be making millions, man. And a lot of them not getting butt naked on there, and they just, posting regular pictures, making millions. I mean, it's crazy on so many ways you can get bread today. Like I said before, I wish this stuff was around when I was coming up, man. I would have never had a 9-to-5. Never. I would have never not had a 9-to-5, man. Never. I wouldn't even know what a 9-to-5 is if I had all these tools. But it's never too late, It's never too late to learn. So I would have never had a 9-to-5. Never, ever. Like 9-to-5, man, get out of here with that. I'm not going to work for somebody. I'm gonna work for myself, create content, So I'm gonna read a little bit of this article, man. According to the reports by Coldwell Banker, there are now an estimated 618,000 millionaires in the United States, and things are only likely to get better in the future for these rich millennials. As CNBC reported, millionaires will be 5 times wealthier next decade than they are currently, thanks to the great wealth transfer, in which nearly 68 trillion in assets are expected to flow to younger generations. Did you hear what I just said, people? There's money to be made out here. Why you guys are wasting time? You working a job? And you better get a piece of this pie. Are you kidding me? The baby boomers are considered the wealthiest generations in American history, without being too morbid about it, as that generation passes on through, hopefully not too quickly. They are leaving their incredible wealth to their millennial prodigies, many of whom are already doing pretty well for one reason or another. The vast majority, or 93%, if you want to be technical, of millennial millionaires reportedly have a net worth between approximately 1 million and 2.5 million. Do you hear that? And, I know this article said that, they get a lot of wealth from the baby boomers or whatever, but a lot of these millennials are getting on this internet and creating content. You got Fiverr.com, you got all these platforms where you can do gig work. There's just so many, and there's new ones popping up every single day. And how people don't take advantage of this. I mean, I see the prank videos. I mean, I really don't care too much for the prank videos, because, a lot of those prank videos, people lose their life playing with people. I don't think you should play with people, not especially at this time in this day and time where people are struggling. I don't think you should be playing with people like that. You're going to end up losing your life. So I really don't care for the prank videos. But there's so many ways to get bread. I mean, you got Amazon. You can drop shit with Amazon. You got Mercari. You can drop, I don't know if you can drop shit, but you can resell stuff on Mercari. You got eBay. You can drop shit on eBay. I mean, it's ridiculous how many things you can do online to get bread. You can start a YouTube channel. You can start it. TikTok, I don't know. They're trying to get rid of TikTok in the United States, so I don't know what's going to happen with TikTok. You can get into cryptocurrency and learn that. It's been days I made $300 in one day with cryptocurrency. I mean, just by watching the market with crypto, it's a little bit tricky. You got to watch the market consistently if you want to do that. But I made like $300, $400 in one day just trading crypto. So many ways. There's so many. You can start a podcast as well. If you get the numbers, your podcast, you can, make money with that. Affiliate marketing. Man, I can go on and on and on. What else? You can create a t-shirt business. There's just so many. Like, there's so many things you can do. And I'm not talking about like Uber and all that stuff. I mean like a legitimate business you can have up and running in 30 minutes. Yeah. You can have a t-shirt business up and running in like 30, 45 minutes. I mean, there's so many things you can do. You can create a design. You don't even have to create the design yourself. You can go to Fiverr.com, get somebody, you tell them the idea you want for your design, and you can pay somebody a couple bucks and they'll create the design, and you take the design and put it on the t-shirt. It's just that simple. It's just so many things you can do. You can get into the Airbnb thing, getting rental properties and turn them into Airbnbs, and a lot of people are doing that. A lot of people are just buying rental properties and turn them into Airbnbs because it's more lucrative than just renting out properties. So a lot of these properties are being bought up and they turn them into Airbnbs. So that's another thing you can get into. Of course, flipping houses, buying a house, for back taxes and then turn around, putting the bread into the house and selling it. That's one way. Real estate is really booming right now. This is not no financial advice. If you're looking for financial advice, get yourself a financial person to help you. I'm just here to share information. It's a lot of stuff you can do. People even make money, teaching people English. You can make money doing that, teaching people English. There's so many ways you can make money. It's ridiculous. Like if somebody, like I said, these young kids talking about 9 to 5. I mean, I don't know what you're doing. You should be trying to learn this stuff. I mean, and it's not really hard to learn anymore. Like at one point in time, it was difficult to do SEO. When I first started out on the internet, SEO took hours just to get one keyword. I couldn't stand SEO. I could not stand SEO. I hated doing SEO. I would rather pay somebody to do SEO. But now they got tools where you can get SEO done in 20 minutes, 10 minutes sometimes. I mean, everything is just automatic now. If you know anything about SEO, even a little bit, I mean, you don't even have to be a SEO expert no more. You can just, watch a couple of videos on YouTube, get an understanding, and just go apply. And a lot of people don't do that. They don't watch stuff or read stuff and apply. You gotta, whatever you watch and whatever you read, you have to apply it. Just because you got all this information don't mean anything until you apply it. I mean, if you apply it, that means that you actually learned it. I mean, you can sit and read 1,000 books on how to get money, but if you're not making any moves, then what you doing? Like, what you reading the books for? A lot of people do that. They get all this information, stored in, and then they don't apply themselves. And it's just like, why are you even reading a book if you're not going to even apply yourself? And again, I'm gonna refer to the book that everybody should read is Rich Dad Poor Dad. You know what I'm saying? Read that book, man. Look for that book on Amazon or on eBay. Buy that book. You can even get the audio book. If you got a job, listen to it at your job. If you're allowed to listen to your headphones at your job. If you can do that, if you're working an overnight, overnights can be mad slow, so you have a lot of downtime. You can be listening to audiobooks on how to get money. everything comes with the mind first. You know what I'm saying? You visualize it first before it actually comes. I just seen a story of a guy who visualized, he had a dream. He won on a scratch off $10 million, and he started playing this scratch off. It was a particular scratch off. I think it was called Lucky 7 or something like that. And he had a dream that he won $10 million with the Lucky 7 scratch off. So he started playing it every week, and it took him like 6 months, and he ended up winning that $10 million. So always visualize your dreams first. Visualize you having abundance, and visualize, you living a good life, and visualize your dreams coming true. Visual is always, the best way to do it. You can change your reality with your mind. Everything is all in the mind. You can change your reality, your circumstances, with your mind, and getting knowledge and applying the knowledge. Just don't get the knowledge. You have to apply it as well, because if you don't apply it, then what's the knowledge good for? You just a person who knows a lot but don't do nothing with the knowledge. It's a waste of time. So yeah, this guy won $10 million, man. It took him 6 months, but still, he stayed. And that's the key too. You have to stay consistent, and you got to be consistent. Consistency, the key. Putting in the work is key too, but you got to be consistent. Every single day, you got to be working. You know what I'm saying? No matter what you do, you're gonna be working, whether it's for yourself or for somebody else. You're gonna be working. I'd rather work for myself. You know what I'm saying? Any day of the week, any time of the year, I'd rather, put in the work for myself. I'd rather, invest in myself in order to achieve my ultimate goal, which is generational wealth. You got to put the work in. Look at Jay. He started out with 100,000 street money, and he turned it into a $1 billion empire. You know what I'm saying? So, he didn't do it by himself. Of course, Beyonce was a huge part of that. Don't get it twisted now. Beyonce was a huge part of Jay-Z reaching $1 billion. Don't get it twisted. You know what I'm saying? I don't think Jay-Z would have reached $1 billion if he didn't have Beyonce as his other half. So let's not get it twisted like Jay-Z did it all by himself. No, he did not. But Jay-Z was the most consistent rapper. Yeah, he wasn't the biggest selling rapper. DMX at one point in time was the biggest selling rapper. And then you had Eminem, was the biggest selling rapper. But Jay-Z was the most consistent rapper out of all of them. Consistency sometimes I think is bigger than being the biggest selling rapper. Look at where Nelly is at. You know what I'm saying? Look at DMX. R.I.P. DMX, but look at his career, where it went before he passed away. Being the biggest seller rapper, a lot of times is not it. A lot of times people sign contracts and stuff like that to get the big money, but they're not thinking longevity. And with Jay and what he set up for himself, he didn't set up no 360 deal for the type of deal that he had. He was setting himself for longevity, and he's been the most consistent. He's never been the top selling rapper. He's never been, look who he had to go up against. He had DMX, he had Nelly at one point in time, he had Ludacris at one point in time. These cats were selling out crazy. Then, when his career started, he had Biggie in that era, and then Tupac was selling crazy and big. And he still was able to maneuver around and make something out of his career, even when all those people were outselling him. So he was the most consistent. He put in the work, consistent work, and look where he's at today. He's the last one standing. A lot of these people are not even around anymore. Pac, Biggie, you know what I'm saying? Nelly's still alive, but nobody's checking for Nelly. You know what I'm saying? DMX is no longer here. Before he passed away, nobody was checking for DMX. You know what I'm saying? Every time Jay does a feature on somebody's song, everything stops. Everyone's checking for that verse. You know what I'm saying? But nobody's checking for Eminem no more. Let's keep it all the way funky. Nobody's checking for Eminem no more. And you know what I'm saying? Jay-Z's been the most consistent, and that's what you have to be. You got to be consistent. You know what I'm saying? Get the bread. Yeah, but get the bread. But, now times it's not always about the front end of the bread. It's about the longevity. You know what I'm saying? He wanted a career that was going to last, while he was, still alive, man. He made moves. He was smart. A lot of his bread didn't come from music. Most of his bread came from real estate, creating businesses. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of his bread didn't come from that. Investments. He was smart. And he got rid of the dead baggage that people were just wasting money. You know what I'm saying? He got rid of dead baggage. You already know who I'm talking about. Even though I do like, what's his name? Dame Dash. I am a big fan of Dame Dash, but when he was young, he was wasting bread. He was wasting a lot of money. And he was careless with the money. He was spending money recklessly when he was young. You know what I'm saying? He made a huge financial mistake, and it cost him, the Rockefeller record business that they had together. So, again, but consistency, I believe, will always win over being the hot one right now, and getting all the money, all the millions of dollars up front like that. I think consistency is more. I think it is more powerful than, having a career like Nelly or DMX, where you hot, super hot, and then you fizz out. Jay-Z never fizzed out. That's through consistency. You know what I'm saying? So I would like to thank everybody for tuning into this podcast episode, man. Please share this with everybody. But that's my take in this podcast episode. I am your gracious host, Jupiter 9, and I just want to say peace and love to everybody. Take care.